We're about to cross the eastern span of the New Bay Bridge, which is a textbook case of corruption and incompetence. One of the top bridge structural engineers in the world has said that he refuses to cross the bridge because of its unsafe design and build. He said there's three major factors that go into a bridge. You got the design, you got the materials, and you have the actual building of it. He says all three were horrendous. He said the worst possible design, it's a single tower, and it's the only one in the world like it. And every analysis they've done shows that it's like pulling a ship into port, and instead of anchoring it to the dock or dropping anchor into the seabed, it's like attaching the anchor to itself. Now over here is the old Bay Bridge, and they're already well on the way to tearing that down. They said that one, which has existed since the Golden Gate Bridge in the late 30s, there was one problem when there was a big earthquake, what was it, 89 I think, when a few of the little sections broke, which was the design of the bridge, so the sections break, so the whole bridge doesn't come down. And they said it would have cost about $240 million to totally retrofit the bridge and make it up until 21st century standards. So instead of doing that, they decided to spend $6 billion on a bridge that could be taken down with a moderate-sized earthquake or a car bomb. Also, you can see the old Bay Bridge there. There's sections further down where you can see where it's really dismantling it pretty quickly. Already, there's been investigative journalism where they're finding massive rust and corrosion in places where it's not supposed to be. There's a guide in California as to how you're supposed to electroplate or galvanize steel, and they did exactly what you're not supposed to do in building this bridge. It's known all over the world that you don't want to hot dip galvanize, but rather electro galvanize. And they went for the cheaper route, and apparently the galvanization is already wearing off, and the bridge just basically opened a few months ago. Over here you can start to see where they're dismantling it, probably sending metal over to China at a bargain basement price. Somebody's really well paid off, because corruption seems to be the only thing that's constant in politics these days. That and incompetence. Bridge actually looks pretty attractive, but I don't think that's the primary objective of a bridge. When Caltrans, was the major organizer for the bridge in California, when they were approached with the fact that this structural engineer and others had done analysis computer analysis, and computer analysis apparently of bridge designs is not like computer analysis of weather. Computer models of bridges, the variables are very well understood. And when Caltrans was approached saying that the evidence seems to indicate that the bridge could be taken down with one car bomb, Caltrans' response to that was, well, we were told to build it so it could handle earthquakes. No one told us anything about terrorism. So in this day and age, they build a bridge that could conceivably be taken down with one moderate-sized car bomb. And like I said, Astani, the engineer at Berkeley, has said that he chooses any other bridge in the Bay Area when he has to get to San Francisco rather than the eastern span of the Bay Bridge. Now we're on the western span, which is staggering, and this one was built around the same time, right at the same time actually, as the Golden Gate, and it's quite an amazing suspension bridge. And all of what I see in modern politics and engineering and just massive, just like dry rot down to the level of the basic foundation of corruption, is that if we had the people running things that are running things now in World War I and World War II, we would have lost both wars. We wouldn't have had a chance. It took 3.5 years to fight World War II, and we produced, somebody recently put all this together, tens of thousands of airplanes and ships and aircraft carriers and destroyer and small arms, and just astonishing amount of industrial production, which is one of the main factors that we beat the Axis powers, Germany, Japan, and Italy. And it took Obama's administration 3.5 years to build the Obamacare website, which is a total piece of junk. $1 billion, probably 999 million of which was corruption, because tech companies have said they could have built a functioning website, not just a skeleton, not just a Hollywood set of a website, but a real functioning website for $5 million or less. So you got close to $1 billion of Obama administration Politburo corruption, and they can't even get a website to work. And they had the same amount of time as it took us to fight and win World War II, as well as that just massive amount of incredible miraculous levels of industrial production, and they couldn't put a website together. So the people in the era that they built this bridge is when they built the Golden Gate Bridge, they built the Hoover Dam. It was shortly after the period when they built the Panama Canal. I mean, that was some can-do people. Now we have can steal money, can con you, can lie to you, can steal from you. But can do? No. The people in power now they're not can-do people. They are deceptive frauds. But it's great to drive over an incredible testament to an earlier time and maybe a better quality human being.